What is up, everybody? How's it going? Yet again, back at it with Damon X Machina Titanic Scion. And I'm just obsessed with this game, mutating my character over and over again. And then I realized something like, when you mutated his legs, when I mutate my character's legs, I mean, um, it's not high heels, those are actually his bones. And it's just like this, like, weird zombie sci-fi thing. Like, I hope they make more mutations for this game, but like it's pretty quiet on the Damon X front, and unfortunately, you know, there's other games that are vying for my attention. You got Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Stories is out. Neo 3 now. Crimson Desert. Everybody's speaking good about it. So, and also Ghost of Yote of the online aspect, which is, like my plate's full, and like before I forget about this game, I'm just gonna come out with like a bunch of, videos where I just talk about, unconventional builds and, kind of crazy stuff that normally wouldn't be discussed about in this game because it's just not all that popular, unfortunately. Excuse me. But you're gonna just see me mutate my character over and over. Oh my god, what the hell? What the hell? Oh wait, no. Yeah, my mistake. I put this in because I forgot to mention that, like, partially, like, through mutating my character, I decided to change my mind. And then, like, I'm just putting in this footage of me helping out this Japanese guy because he's asking me to fight that boss at the top of the tower in the jungle. Sorry, in the forest map. And yeah, we have that language barrier and stuff. So there's also the aspect, the social aspect. This game is very social, although I'd argue it's on like maybe because like there was a sale for this game like recently, so maybe those are the players that picked it up. But like a lot of people are like new to this game, and like some of them don't even have the DLC. It's kind of like for me and other people who are fans of this game, and we're waiting for like PvP or some other like add-on or whatever. It's a little disappointing to say the least. But like again, like there's so many games out already. Like why even bother complaining? So might as well enjoy what you have and go from there because this game is just so amazing. Like I just got into using two weapons. Well, to be honest, I was trying out all the melee weapons, two-handed blades very much included, and then I just wrote them off because there's a very large difficulty on how to use them. Like you have to be relatively close, and they don't have a lot of forward thrust. Well, the one that I have. Also, they tend to miss, and they use a lot of memory, and they also have the two-handed stance problem that all weapons that are two-handed have. So like sniper rifles, bazookas, miniguns, charge, laser rifle, bow of all things, and then yeah, this as well. The two-handed swords, putting your character in this like kind of well, they're carrying this heavy ass weapon, but they're also like moving around very slowly. So I was thinking to myself, like, how do I utilize a build like this to a greater degree of success, advantage, whatever, right? And then I thought, like, wait, I saw in the promotional material for this game, excuse me, uh, they were using like this black hole ability that Void has, like the boss Void has. Like this game's been out for like quite some time. Spoiler alert, right? And then like I thought to myself, well, that's such a long setup to like get that weapon. I mean, sorry, that ability out. So I was like wondering, is there a better way to use that? And then there's a weapon that has that ability. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use that instead. And I'm having a blast because it's like I think two-handed blades suffer from like not only a lack of a meaningful combo system, but also like the aforementioned, right? And even though they do have those limitations, they are almost second to none when it comes to staggering and the weapon skills that they have. Well, two in particular, which is whirlwind and onslaught. Although charge chaser, depending on like who you ask, but I think charge chaser is a little excessive. It's just whatever. If you're gonna fly at the opponent, you might as well just like boost at them. Like it just adds an attack to it, but it takes away your special ability for that weapon. So you might as well use something that does more damage, right? But it's there as an aside. But on another note, I also wanted to try out like the bow, and I also want to try out more of the special weapons because I've gotten like I started trying out the black hole weapon, right, initially, and I'm thinking to myself, well, what about the flamethrower? What about the, acid gun? What about the arc gun that nobody uses? Because according to Negative Gaming, shout outs to Negative Gaming, by the way, the cooldown to stun your opponent is like 1 minute. So it's like, yeah, you do like whatever damage, and then you electrocute your opponent, but then afterwards, like you gotta wait a full on minute before you stun them again. And the stun only lasts a couple like seconds. It's not all that great. Of all the status effects, I think stun is the weakest of the bunch, which where fire is somewhere in the middle, and then acid's on the top because of its damage increase because of the defense reduction due to the corrosion effect. So, like, I wanted my character basically to look good not only in an arsenal, your mech suit, whatever, but also outside because that's a feature that this game has. It's like the customization is endless. Like you could just keep customizing your characters over and over again. Like I even went out and bought emblems to like further the customization options, but it's only optional. It's not necessary, and the ones that they give you aren't all that great. So the ones in the game are much better, in my opinion. But like I'm gonna try to get these videos out before the end of this week, and then start talking more about whatever. I'm gonna be talking about topics all the time. It's just I wanted to like maybe make something about gaming as opposed to politics or markets, gaming markets, chip shortages, this and that, depressing everybody because that's all that it is. It's just depressing to hear about stuff like that. But also, I wanted to try out these different builds that like I don't know why I'm only trying it out now, but like I find that this game has a way of frustrating you in a way that you're gonna try out like different weapon and combinations, this and that, but then some of the enemies can just like kill you almost instantaneously and stuff. And I was like finding that out the hard way when I was fighting against Muramasa, which I think like one of the patches, like I think they changed the difficulty of all the enemies in this game. Like I don't remember him being that hard. He just like killed my entire team. I just uploaded like a video, I think like yesterday, and I had the gameplay footage of me going up there with the Japanese guy, and somebody else joined in, and then we all lost, the secret boss. But that's what this game needs more of. Like, if you're gonna have such an open world map and this and that, like you might as well have more, NPC boss fight characters. Like, get something more meaningful out of it. Like, let's have the return of all the boss type arsenals where they have that cape, which was introduced in the DLC with like the Bale set, the Vanguard set, and I forget what it's called, the Slate set or something like that, the girl set, and it has it to the side. It's like a little cool cape feather type thing that they only have, and only Void has it all over the shoulder with his arsenal. So maybe that can come in like a later update patch DLC. I don't care. Like it's worth the wait because yeah, I'm just gonna make more videos. Just gonna have a good time. Oh, and by the way, like, I'm also gonna like make a video about how I'm a big ass Sony pony. Yo, holla at Sony, man. They actually gave their users just essential Ace Combat and Subnautica below zero. All right, take care.